Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 6 of our sourdough journey. As you can see, I'm showing you Daniel Doe Lewis has risen and has doubled in size, but he's still not ready to bake with. I don't want you guys to be discouraged, but you have to be patient. This process is long. It's not difficult, as you're finding out, but it's long. Now, I want you guys to remember to mix your starter thoroughly before you pour it into your clean jar. It's going to still be runny at this point. Once I stirred it, it deflated. I don't know if you can tell that, but it has deflated. And as you will see, I went over by 4 grams. And that was not on purpose. That was unintentional. And I wanted you to know that if you go over that much, you should seriously think about either taking some out or doing the math and going up to and figuring out what the 1:5 ratio is. And in this case, it's 14 grams. So it would be 70 grams of water and 70 grams of flour. However, I don't want to use that much water and flour. So I'm going to be using the 1:4 ratio. However, I'm still not going to be using 54 grams of water. I'll be using 50 grams of water, and I'll go over on the flour and bring it up to 52 grams of flour. But again, it's not the end of the world. I just want you all to realize that you can use different amounts of water and flour and different ratios and get the same results. Now, that said, the higher the ratio, the longer it's going to take your starter to rise, okay? Now, I have a chart which I will post of if you're needing 600 grams of starter. Now, if you're needing 600 grams of starter, that means you're going to be making 5 loaves of bread, okay? And I'm only using that as an example, so I don't want you guys to get all freaked out. But it's going to show you how much starter you need to reach the 600 grams of starter that you need when you bulk your starter up. Because this amount of starter in your jar is strictly for feeding, and it's not for baking. Okay? You have to bulk your starter up when it's time to bake. But we're not up to that part yet. But I just want you to know that you can use different ratios. You can use a 1:2 ratio. You can use a 1:1 ratio. You know, you can use 10 grams of starter, 10 grams of water, and 10 grams of flour. However, if you keep using that ratio, it will weaken your starter, and your starter will become acidic. So you have to keep that in mind. The higher the ratio, the stronger your starter is going to be, but also the longer it's going to take to rise. Now, that said, you're still wanting to use 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour at this point. And it doesn't matter how much you go over. You don't want to go over a lot. You still want to be as close to 10 grams of starter as possible. So keep that in mind. You're not going to have to stick solely to the 1:5 ratio. And it all depends. There's a lot of different factors that go into this. I mean, we talked about climate at one point. I live in a high desert climate, so my results are going to be different from yours. So you guys have to keep that in mind as well. And there's going to be experimentation here. It may take you may have the perfect loaf after one bake, but it may take 3 or 4 loaves before you find it. It's going to be, everybody's going to have the different results, is what I'm saying. But don't let that discourage you, okay? All right, that is it for what day are we on? 6. And I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely day. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Don't forget to wipe your utensils.